You still need to use your natural memory even if you're using memory techniques. Because some people think once they learn memory techniques, their natural memory just goes out the window. They don't need it anymore. And that's not true. And I see this a lot. So say someone's trying to learn all the countries and capitals in the world. And they're going to use a memory palace to store that information. Maybe it's a park. So they ask, hey, how do I remember I place all the countries and capitals in the park? Now, that doesn't make any sense to me because you shouldn't need a memory technique in order to remember you place that information in that location. Doesn't make sense. You're kind of using a memory technique to remember a memory technique. It's weird because all you really need is your natural memory. All you need is to be conscious that you're placing the information in the park, and that alone should be good enough because your natural memory knows that you're storing that information in the park. And that doesn't really make sense when people want to use a memory technique to remember that. Because at the end of the day, there's information, the baseline information that you know that relies on your natural memory and no memory techniques. For example, if I want to use the method of loci or memory palace or my number system, I don't use a memory technique to help remind me I could do those different things. All I do is I think of it, right? Because my natural memory knows that I know that information. Now say for example, like for the MCAT, I'm trying to learn all these different subjects, and eventually I'm going to have all these different memory palaces for these subjects. Then I will use some sort of memory technique to help remind me of all these different locations and the ones that they belong to. Now that's a little bit different because, I might have 20 different locations or journeys I'm trying to use in order to store all this information. And so I'm not using a memory technique just to remember, hey, I'm putting psychology in my house. No, I'm trying to remember, okay, I have these 3 journeys that belong to psychology, but also they fall under the bigger category, MCAT. And so this gets a little bit more complicated, but something like the presidents of the United States, I didn't use a memory technique to remind me, hey, I placed the presidents of the United States in Mario 64. I just naturally remember that. And that's because I have confidence in my natural memory ability to help remember the simple things. Because what happens is, before you start using memory techniques, you're right here, okay, baseline natural memory. But when you're practicing and training, your natural memory baseline goes higher because all that training you do. And so your memory is just a lot better at absorbing information. And you don't have to be using memory techniques to remember every single piece of information that you're trying to learn in terms of how do I remember I place information in that location or that location. Or, oh wait, I have to use a memory technique in order to remember I could use these 5 other memory techniques. No, have confidence in your natural memory because at the end of the day, that is the base thing you use in order to remember information. How do you remember your friend's name? For me, I just do. I don't use memory techniques. Even the ones I did use memory techniques in the beginning, I don't use it anymore. Why? My natural memory, right? And so that's just something I want to bring to your attention because people think their natural memory doesn't play a huge role once they start using memory techniques. But I want you to realize that it still does because at the end of the day, your natural memory is the one that's going to help remember, oh yeah, I made this image, and this image represents that piece of information. Because that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. Your natural memory makes that connection. So hopefully you found this video useful, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe to my channel for more videos on memory techniques, how to do better in school, memory challenges, updates, and much more. Also remember to click the notification bell so you know when I upload a video. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links are down below in the description. You also can check out these videos. If you want to learn all the memory techniques and learn how to apply them to all sorts of information, or if you want to start competing in memory competitions, you can check out my programs down below in the description. Look forward to my next video and get ready to get the best memory of your life.